Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Internal Links. One sec. There we go. All right. Internal links. We just did external links, and that was if we want to go to an external website, something outside of our own website, and this is going to be internal links. So we're going to something inside of our website, like if we have a really long website, or like when we're going to be making our games in JavaScript in a little bit here. We might have 4 games on our website, and we just want to put a little table of contents at the top to where they can click a game, and then it will bring them down the website to where that game is, so they're not scrolling and looking around. It'll be pretty useful and pretty helpful. You guys use websites like that all the time, and we're going to learn how to do it. So here I have the same one from the last video, this bunch of information. Remember, this is an external link. We put an anchor tab, and we put an href for hyperreference, something that we're referring to, and an equal sign. In quotes, we put the URL of where we wanted to link to, in quotes, and then the end bracket for the anchor tab. And don't forget to close out the anchor after whatever it is that you want the text to say. Now, that was to go to an outside source. We want to go to somewhere inside our document. So let's pretend that this is a lot more information, and we don't want somebody to have to scroll all the way to the end. So let's go to the last paragraph. And let's say we want to put a link at the top that will bring us all the way to the bottom. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give this last paragraph something we learned in CSS, which is an ID. We're going to give it an identification. We're going to give this specific paragraph a name. So in order to do that, inside the start tag of the paragraph, we type ID equals quotation marks, and we got to give it a name. So I'm going to call it the last paragraph. Now, the reason I use underscore is because you cannot have spaces in IDs or classes. That's not to use them inside of tags in general. Now, going to end quote, don't forget that Khan Academy automatically does that for you. Everything else doesn't. Now, I just gave that paragraph a name. Now, we can only give one paragraph of that particular name. I can't call another paragraph last paragraph. That'd be like having 2 Brittany's in the same classroom, and I say, hey, Brittany, which one? Unless I'm looking at them, they don't really know. The browser, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Safari, isn't going to know if we say, hey, go to the last paragraph. And it's like, well, which one? There's 2 of them, you idiot. It'll just probably not do anything, or go to the first one in the code. So what we want to do is we want to put a link at the top that will bring us all the way down to the bottom of the web page. So we're going to do something that should look pretty familiar. I'm going to make a paragraph up here. Go ahead and do my end tag. Inside the paragraph, actually it doesn't have to be a paragraph. Let's do a heading. So we'll do H2. Just to show you that it doesn't always have to be a paragraph. I don't know why I always use that one. But inside of our heading, we're going to put an anchor. So my anchor start and end, and then we type what we want to say. So click here to go to the last paragraph. How about that? So we have to tell the browser that when somebody clicks this anchor right here to bring them all the way down to this paragraph here. Luckily, we gave this last paragraph a name, so we can put the name of it up here. So the browser, when it compiles and loads this, knows where to go if somebody clicks it. So inside the anchor tab, we're going to put our href, our hyperreference, equals, quotation mark. We're going to put the name of our last paragraph, or I'm sorry, our ID of where we want it to go, which is last paragraph. It's a good habit to copy your ID from where you actually wrote it and then paste it. That way it's exactly the same, lowercase, uppercase, underscores, hyphen, all that stuff. Unless you're really sure you're typing the same, it's got to be the exact same. Now watch what's going to happen. This isn't correct yet, so watch what's going to happen. I'm going to save this. And my mouse is freezing on me. Okay, get off. Oh, remember this is all on Khan Academy too. I didn't want to use Khan Academy for this one because it's kind of all over the place. And we'll open it up. I'll have it renamed by the time you guys view this. So it says, click here to go to the last paragraph. Your file was not found. Interesting. So maybe it's because I don't have the coding hat on. That could be it. But I know exactly what it was, and this is a mistake you guys are probably going to make, so watch out for this. Now, if you're linking to an internal link, just like we did in CSS, you learned in your notes. I'm going to show you in your notes so you remember what we're talking about here. Remember when we styled by ID in CSS? Look what was in front of the ID name. Right here in front of the ID name, we have a hashtag or a pound sign. So we have to do that same thing here to tell the browser that, hey, this isn't an external link. This isn't some file. This is here. This is an ID. We have to put a pound sign in front. What happened there? We have to put a pound sign in front of the ID. Only in the link itself, not in the actual ID down here. This already, we said it's an ID. Up here, though, we didn't say that it was an ID. All right, so we have to have the pound sign or the hashtag sign in front of it. Now when I save it, oops, didn't mean to do that. Now when I save it, I'm going to open it back up. Watch what happens when I click it now. It brings me to the bottom of the web page. So again, let me scroll up. So look where we are. I'm going to click this, and it brings me to the bottom of the web page as far as it can go, because that's where I put the link. If I would have put it right here, it would have brought me to here. If I would have had a longer web page and put it at the very bottom, it would have brought me there. So that's an internal link. So recall the differences. External link looks like this. You have inside your anchor tab an href equals the quotes and then the URL. An internal link has the same thing, anchor, href, quotes equals quotes. Your ID name though, not the URL, but with the hashtag in front of it. And then your actual ID, wherever you want it to go to, you put that ID tag, equal sign quotes, whatever you want the ID to be. Okay? So make sure you got this. Next video, we're moving on. We're moving fast. We're trying to get to the actual fun stuff like JavaScript. All right? Let me know if you have any questions.